Hey guys, welcome back. This is HD, and this is going to be game number 21, which of course means it is going to be myself playing, and it is going to be a first-person view game, so hopefully you guys enjoy this. It is going to be a Zerg versus Terran on the Oasis map, which of course, as you guys know, I really kind of dislike, but I am kind of warming up to it at the same time as I've played a lot of matches on here already. It almost seems like it's magnetically attracted to me somehow, but one thing on this map for sure is it's very, very easy to fast expand. And my opponent here is talking about Husky or something, who I of course love and adore. I don't know what he's talking about. Anyways, I am going to try to go for a fast expand this game. And it's really easy because of course the ground terrain, it takes forever to get to your opponent or really to traverse across the map. So a fast expand is usually a pretty solid idea, especially since I'm Zerg and my opponent is Terran. In fact, it'd almost be detrimental if I didn't grab an expansion really, really quickly. So this game, I'm going to show you guys the exact timing for a good fast expand, at least the one I used. As you guys can see there, 13 pool, which means you get a spawning pool at 13, and then you pump out 2 drones to get up to 14 supply, and then you go and build your hatchery, which basically will make it so that when the spawning pool comes out, you'll have exactly around 150 minerals for a queen. Now, of course, don't take my build order completely to heart, my starting build order, because there's probably better ones out there, and I'm probably wrong in the fact that this is the best way to fast expand, but this is what I've been using, and I found it works pretty well. So as you guys can see, grabbing my expansion at 14 supply, and then I'm just going to chill and save up money until I have 150, and that should be when the spawning pool pops as well. So yep, as you guys can see, almost at the exact same time, and my queen is building right now. So yeah, that's a quick starting build order, because I've had a lot of people ask me, oh, what are good starting build orders? And I've been hesitant to say simply because I'm not really that good of a player. But I think you guys can probably use this to some decent effect once you guys start playing Starcraft 2. And as you guys can see, the opponent really has got his first scout into my base. I'm going to try to get rid of this SCV because I hate SCVs. They always pick their nose, so I don't really like them. So this SCV is going to hopefully die pretty soon. And the queen is using her spawn lobber ability on the hatchery. So yeah, the SCV goes down, and now I have pretty much free map control with my lings, so I'm going to go, of course, and get some scouting information, because scouting information is good for Zerg players. As you guys can see, the natural now has just plopped up, and it's ready to go, so I'm pretty much going to macro up at this state in the game, because I know my opponent is not going to push out with his Marines, because if he were to, I would just run in with my lings and demolish his base. And that is really the power of Zerg versus Terran. You have to really abuse the fact that you have lings and your opponent can't really move out against Zerglings early in the game. So right now, you don't really want to pump lings, you don't want to make too much army, you want to invest in a lot of drones so that you'll have a good mid game. And that's my strategy right now, at least. So my opponent has got some Marines at the front door, and this time I'm going to go ahead and start taking advantage of these Zelnaga watchtowers. So I'm going to spread my lings and put a ling at every single watchtower so that I can gain a lot of map awareness and be able to see what exactly is going on at the middle of the field at all times. Really good. You have to really abuse those watchtowers whenever you can. And also quickly teching up to layer. I'm not going for Zergling speed this game because I've decided I'm not going to build Zerglings this game. And as you guys can see, the layer now up, and I'm actually going to go for a Hydralisk den, because I found out that Hydras are super strong now, way better than in Brood War, so I'm going to start, of course, abusing Hydras even more than I already do. And I do also have a quick Evo chamber up, because you want to research Carapace as soon as you can, really, because Carapace for Zerg units is like drugs for Marines. Not really, but Carapace for Zerg units is really good, especially if your opponent goes bio, and that's what almost all Terrans go nowadays. So if your opponent goes bio, he basically has a bunch of little units doing little bits of damage, but they all add up. But if you can get a couple armor points, which is Carapace for Zerg units, you can really negate that damage, and it helps you win in versus bio a lot of the time. So definitely a good idea there. And my first set of Hydras are finally out. I do love the new Hydralisks. Although I hate how slow they are. They only move fast on creep, unfortunately, so as you guys can see, starting to make the creep super highway here between my bases so that I can move with my Hydras quickly from base to base. My opponent here is using a lot of his scans on my main base. I'm not really sure why. He really should be using that for mules, but if he wants to use it for scan, you know, that's his choice. And as you guys can see, my opponent is going for a bio build, as you guys saw earlier. Just a quick glance down there showed a bunch of Marines and Marauders. And this game I'm actually quickly teching up to Hive. As you guys can see, that building that's building right there next to my Hydras is an infestation pit, which allows me to build infestors and also allows me to upgrade to a Hive. And as you guys all know, the reason why I want Hive is because the ownage units are at Hive Tech Tier 3. You got Ultralists and Broodlords, which completely dominate Marine Marauder and Medevac. So that's my strategy this game, and we'll see how it goes.
We require more minerals.
Also morphing in an Overseer, because it's always a good idea to have a close a detector with your main army. But yeah, for right now, not too much action going on, as I'm supposing my opponent is just macroing up and building up, which is fine by me because I captured an expansion really early on, so the longer the game goes on, the more in favor it is for me, unless of course my opponent has snuck like 2 extra expansions over me, which I highly doubt. And I especially don't want to move out with my Hydras this early on, simply because the map is just a long distance to get to your opponent. If you move out, you might find yourself getting caught off guard by a Marine drop or something. So really this map kind of forces you to play a long-term battle. And there you guys see the new Infestor, the new unit